So we are very proud to welcome Bhante Dr. G.Chandima to SKE Temple, and he's giving a Dhamma talk today, Happiness Through Difficult Times, the theme. So actually Bhante is conducting a 2-day retreat. Today is the second day already, and for those who wants to join retreat today, you can just walk in also. So, but nevertheless, you are here, you can listen to the Dhamma talk. So let me do some intro for Bhante Dr. Chandima. Maybe some of you first time meeting Bhante, so let me introduce. Bhante Dr. Chandima is an assistant professor in the Department of Philosophy at the Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines. He obtained his PhD in the Buddhist Studies, Sanskrit from USJ, and is an experienced teacher in the early Buddhism, also known as undiluted Buddhism. He has given teachings in various parts of the world, including the Canada, US, Japan, Malaysia, and Singapore. He was formerly a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, CSRS, of the University of Victoria, Canada. His most recent article, The Functions and Contemporary Role of Sikha Pachakana, Abandoning the Training Rules in the Pali Canon, was published in the Journal of Buddhist Ethics under the Pennsylvania State University Press, USA. His work can be accessed through the blogspot Patisota. You just type Patisota, you can find this blogspot. So Patisota blogs rank 58 globally in the 100 best Buddhist blogs and websites for the 2024 by FeedSpot. So let us say sadhu and welcome Bhante for his Dhamma talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Brother Danny, for the gracious introduction. A very good morning to all of you. I think I don't need to talk about happiness because you are already happy, singing and chanting. What more? I mean, but that is not real happiness. That is why you are curious about how to find happiness during difficult times. Okay, so I want to go in a way to ask you this question. Before we think about how to find happiness during challenging, difficult times, how to be happy? I mean, what is the happiness that you are enjoying in your daily life, except the challenging times? We'll go to the challenging times, difficult times after. What is your happiness? What is your recipe for the happiness? Perhaps, I know it is a very relative question. You are happy in your own way. But what is happiness to you? The Pali word for happiness is sukha. S-U-K-H-A. Sukha. I have a board. I don't know how many of you can see this. Sukha. Sukha. This is happiness. Okay? Happiness. On the other side of happiness, there is something called piti. Piti means joy. What is more possible, happiness or joy? Sometimes we are unhappy, but we are joyful. Like a crab who is in the boiling water, singing olden day ancient wisdom. Right? Never know what's going to happen in a moment of time. So joy and I'm sorry about the other side. I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah. So now we are going to look at this part. The Buddha identifies two things. One is to be happy and to make someone happy. Right? Those are two interesting things. We call it sukheti, means become happy. Sukheti. And then there's another word called Pineti. Means make happy. Can we depend on our own self-happiness all the time? Or are we expecting our loved ones to take care of us? Is self-happiness always easy? It might be easier than getting somebody to make us happy. But sometimes we understand our own happiness is not enough. Right? It's not enough. If it is enough, we don't have to worry about anything because we are happy. But it is not. That means we also need some happiness from the loved ones, from the people who are around us. But people who had bad experiences, they think, no, I cannot depend on them. You make your own happiness. Right? But in Buddhism, what we understand is that we have to have the both happiness, self-happiness and then happiness that we can create from other people. Let's talk about happiness that we can create with other people. Now this is a very interesting area. A lot of people hate this idea because they have had bad experiences. I've been relying on my emotional happiness on somebody, but that person always gives me a hard time, right? So there are mixed emotions about it. Then the Buddha said, we can create that happiness. What is it called? We have to choose, we have to be selective about that person. We call it a wise person. It's better to be with a wise person rather than having 100 unwise persons, like 100 stars and one full moon. And one full moon outshines the whole stars. So that means we are always worrying about other people because we haven't made a good choice about those people, loved ones, friends, and our own decisions. So that is something, don't expect that it will come by luck. In Buddhism, we don't give lots of space to the luck. We can do a lot of things to make us happy. And even the Mangala Sutta, Mangala Sutta, the 38 blessings, they all are created blessings. We have to create our happiness, right? So, when you have pain, body pain, whatever the pain, sometimes maybe you have a sickness, you have just gone for a treatment, then the doctors are concerned about something about you. What is it? You have a pain, and they might advise you painkillers. So this is pretty much body-wise stuff. I mean, say numb the pain, right? But then again, the pain will come back. Is there a suffering killer? We always talk about dukkha. Life is impermanent. Everything is suffering, hanging, aching, right? I'm only happy when I come to the vihar. When I go back to the home, I feel like the hell coming back to me again. What is this? Then there should be a suffering killer. Suffering killer. I would say dukkha killer. So normally in the Buddhist teachings, Buddha talks about happiness, not the dukkha. He introduces the problem, then talks more about happiness. But I'm not going to share about those very deep teachings today because you are lay people, right? We want to be happy in a normal way before we talk about those very high-end teachings. So then let's find out how to create our self-happiness, right? That is the first thing. So you understand happiness and joy. And we also understood sometimes we are not happy, but still we can enjoy. We can be jovial. But that might not be a good combination, right? Have you ever faked somebody you are happy? You pretended that you are happy? You are not happy. but you pretend. Why? You have lots of metta towards the other person. Your happiness doesn't matter. Their happiness matter. When you go to a restaurant and then they are asking, how is the food? Yeah, not nice, but superb. Because you have lots of metta for the workers. Huh? When they cook for you. But what if you go for a very expensive meal, very, very expensive, then perhaps you might think, no, I have to comment on this. Huh? Right? I had to comment on this fruit because it's way over the price. So that means sometimes people fake their happiness. Right? So it means they are thinking about other people. They don't want to offend other people. Right? I think we have metta. We need loving kindness. But we are not supposed to pretend. Right? If you pretend about your happiness, that might be a problem. But the way how you communicate that to the other person also matters. Because if you tell it in a very straight way, that might not be a good thing. Right? So we have to be very careful. Okay. What are the types of happiness that are given by the Buddha to the lay people? Okay. There is a sutta called Anana Sutta. Okay, you can check it. Anana Sutta. Anana means deathless. You know, during the Buddha's time, there were some lay people who went to the temple, asked monks, can you ordain me? At least for 1 month. Why? There was an immunity from the punishment. They were criminals. They were people who borrowed money from other people. So when they become monks and nuns, government cannot prosecute them. So then the Buddha asked, when you ordain someone even for a week, do a credit history. Do a credit history, check whether this person has borrowed money from someone, whether he is or she is evading from the lenders. And also do a criminal history. Don't ordain just because, Bhante, can you ordain me? Your intention might be good, but you might be a criminal. You have to check. Because if you ordain you, then you are evading. That's why when the Buddha ordained Angulimala, the serial killer who killed almost 1,000 people, Buddha said, from now onwards, no monk, no nun can ordain anybody who kill other people like this way. Last person. Because Angulimala is a very exclusive story. So this sutta talks about how to become happy as a layperson. Forget about Nibbana, enlightenment. Nah? That is not your area at the moment. Layperson's happiness. So Buddha talks about 4 happinesses for this life and 4 happinesses for next life. Interesting, huh? Okay, this life. We want to be happy in this life, right? Not in the next life. So we don't know who we will become. We might become a cat, dog. We will never get to learn any Dhamma. We will never get to learn anything. So we can trust now. Now we are humans. We are experiencing Dhamma, everything. So why not? Why not here? Why not now? That is the most important thing. The first happiness is what we call productive efforts. Productive efforts. What is that? That means we have to create lots of energy. Buddhists cannot be lazy people. You can't be a lazy person. But what does it mean? Is it hardworking? Is it hardworking like your parents' time? They were hardworking people, right? Nowadays, many people like to work as smart people. But they also cut the corners. That's the difference. They also bypass the system. But nowadays, system has become more smart, right? At that point, it's not only the hard working, right? It's smart working. So I would call this as effortless effort. Effortless effort. That means you are trying, but not too much hard on that. At the same time, not too less about the effort. So we have to balance out our effort. Because if you are very excited about Dhamma, you cannot even practice anything. Right? What if you think at the end of this Dhamma talk, by the end of this Dhamma talk, I should become an enlightened person? So excited. Then you can't even concentrate. Don't be too excited. That is stress. So, effortless effort is the good word for this, I think. That means you are trying, at the same time you are not become lazy. So this is what the Buddha said, this is the first happiness we have to create. Productive efforts. That means you are putting effort on a worthy cause. Sometimes you are putting effort on unnecessary, trashy, rubbish, garbage stuff for many years. It ends in smoke at the end. We have to find out, where am I going to put my effort? For what? Jobs, money, education, even Dhamma practice. Some people may be learning something not they are supposed to learn. Right? As I said yesterday, you have not yet, maybe you have not found out your teacher. Right? So that means never waste your time. It means productive efforts are very important. Do an analysis about your effort, what to put more effort. Number 2 is protective efforts. What does it mean? That means when you are living as a lay person, you have to protect yourself from many things. There are a lot of problems that can come. What are those problems? How to protect yourself? The easiest way is to buy more insurances. Buy more insurance premium, you pay a little bit of more. Nowadays, there are a lot of insurances, even for the act of gold. Right? Insurances for the act of gold. You never understand that. So, at the same time, protect yourself from cheating, robbery, problems. So you have to protect yourself. We call it protective efforts. There are a lot of scammers nowadays, 24/7. They are trying to eye on you. They want to call you. They want to get you to their business. And then you lose your money. Buddhists cannot lose their money, you know. Buddhists cannot lose their money because they should have protective efforts. Yeah, they have to understand what to do. If you have lost money, that means that the time you lost your money, you were not a Buddhist. You were a non-Buddhist, carried by other problems. Protective, our efforts have to be protective. That means we should know how to overcome unnecessary problems, especially money problems, individual problems and all that. That's the second happiness. If you do that, that is going to be your second happiness. Third one, we call it noble friendship. In today's world, it's very difficult to make a good connection to a friend because we have lots of digital friends, right? Lots of digital friends, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000. So we don't have actual friends, especially in today's world. So it's better to have some noble friends, kalyana mittas, who can motivate us to do skillful activities, kusala activities. Right? Buddha talks about kalyana mittas a lot. That is happiness. If you don't have a kalyana mitta, that means you don't have that happiness. Right? I think it is what you call more complicated than I explained here. You know, getting to know a kalyana mitta is very difficult. Sometimes there are so-called kalyana mittas. They are not kalyana mittas. They say they are kalyana mittas, but they are not kalyana mittas. Because kalyana mitta is someone who thinks good thoughts, wholesome thoughts, who speak wholesome speech, who act with wholesome actions. Not just the one who give you a ride to the temple, not the one who will work together with you. That is a partial, a provisional, partial level of kalyana mitta. The full level is that wholesome nature. The fourth happiness is very interesting. What is it? Samajivi kata, being able to balance out your income and expenses. Right? In today's world, we have lots of things. We can obtain a loan, we can get a line of credit, we can get a mortgage if you have money, we can get credit cards. Then all these are credits, right? And then your income might be probably 5,000, 6,000, but your expenditure is maybe 10,000. You can't keep up with that. The Buddha said, for lay people, you have to balance out income and expenses to be a happy person. How many people reaching out to us saying that, I'm super broke, tell me Buddhism. I say, you are too late. Maybe you can start over. The Buddha does not only talk about Nibbana, he talks about a very interesting lay life, how to become a fulfilled, happy person. And Buddha said, to all the lay people, balance out your income and expenses. Right? Income and expenses should not have a very big gap. It has to be properly monitored. That's called balancing out income and expenses. So how many happiness types you have in this life? For this life, 4. Productive efforts, protective efforts, noble friendship, and financial management. They are real happiness. They are not so-called happiness in the books, they are real happiness in daily life. Then, for the next life, Buddha said, trust, discipline, generosity, wisdom. These are the happiness for the next life. But where are we going to practice these 4? In this life or next life? In this life. We have to create them. We have to become, we have to be able to trust. We have to create trust. We have to be disciplined. We have to be generous. We have to be wise. So, this is one. Actually, there is something I want to say. This part is mentioned in another sutta called Digajanu Sutta. And we are now going to talk about 4 very important happiness types under Anana Sutta. The first happiness is ownership. Ownership. Is ownership a happiness? What does Buddhism say? Always give up, give up, give up? Does Buddhism say to give up everything? I'm asking you. I don't know whether, what kind of Buddhism you learn. Right? What does the Buddha say? Does the Buddha say you cannot own anything, you have to give up and go to the forest after becoming a monk? Renunciation, nekkamma. So, but in this sutta, Buddha says for lay people, no, ownership is the first happiness. How to own? What to own? Ethical things. Maybe the family, loved ones, money, they have to be owned in the proper way. It is happiness. Right? It is the first happiness, that is ownership. Second is being able to enjoy what you own. That is a double good karma. To own things in your life, to have a lot of some money, some education, loved one, is a good karma. But this one is a double good karma. Why? You earn, but you don't have thoughts to enjoy. Yeah, lots of food in the fridge, but you don't feel you want to eat until they become stale, expired. Why? You have done the good karma in the wrong way. Good karma can be done in the wrong way. Interesting, huh? Never thought. We thought good karma is good karma. What if somebody who comes to the vihara and offers some dana, or maybe gives something to somebody, may I become a very gigantic, big deva in the next life with this offering. It's like you are banking money, expecting a lot of rebate, a lot of interest, right? So, when you do so, the Buddha says, your good karma will be affected. Never put thoughts, never make it as a bank deposit. Always try to think, I am giving without lobha dosa moha. I want to make them happy in the proper way. In the proper way, ethical. So there are people who have received lots of things sometime, but they don't feel they want to enjoy them. Why? It is because in past life they have given things what they receive, but they have given in the wrong. So that is very important. So if somebody can enjoy what they own, it is a higher happiness than this happiness. We call it this one Atti Sukha, this one Bhoga Sukha. Second happiness. Now you think about what is happening in your life. How many things you've been owning in your life. Whether you have been able to enjoy what you have owned. You just give some reflection. Even a very, a wild example. You may have some houses, but you have not been able to rent out couple of houses yet. You are overthinking. You have 2-3 houses, but 2 houses are always abandoned. You don't know how to find rentees. But you can do it, but you don't know how to do it. Why? You have things, but you don't know how to do it. That means you have the ownership happiness, but you don't know how to make it use. What about some other people who know lots of Dhamma things, but they don't know how to practice? Right? Their head is bombarded with lots of Dhamma. If you ask something, this sutta, that sutta, AN 52, SN 26, but in the practice, no 26, no 15. It's because they don't know how to practice. It's a big problem. It's the lack of second happiness. It's a blessing. If you don't have the blessing, you can still do something. Approach a teacher, learn it in the proper way, and know in the practice. Third happiness is very interesting too. It says, debtless. We call it anana. Debtless. Can we become debtless in our life in today's world? Is it possible to become debtless? Is it possible to become free from credit? It's not that easy, right? Because money has not anymore become a currency, a physical currency. Money has become digital at the moment. Why? There are problems to maintain cash. There are problems with the cash. If you go to most of the shops, they're becoming cashless. Hey, no cash, no cash. Credit card, mobile wallets, touch and go. And all this. Why is it? We have to understand how this money thing has been working. So, the Buddha says, never, that means debtless, never become incurred into the debt. How to do it? Does this mean in order to get this happiness to become debtless, we cannot apply for a credit card? What does it mean? So in order to enjoy this happiness, then what should we do? Because credit card is a loan, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's a loan. It's not your money, it's a bank money. Bank thinks you can pay back. So then how to become happy with this happiness, debtless? We understand the monetary system that is at hand at the moment. So if we have a credit card, we know how to use that credit card. That is important because it's not my money. At the end of the day, this happiness has to be maintained, balancing out my income expenses. So I know how much money I need to spend. And I know I have to understand how much money I can pay back. Right? And then what about a line of credit? Sometimes we don't have lots of money. We have a plan. And we may apply for that. What about a mortgage? You don't have lots of money to buy the house, but you have a good job. And you have a down payment. And then you know you can pay back and you understand the regulations with the mortgage and the amortization and you go for the mortgage. That means you have to continue. But if you are on a mortgage, does it mean that you don't have this happiness? No. You know how to pay back and then you are continuing that. That is being deathless. Now we go back to some monks, at the Buddha time, what happened? The Buddha said at a certain point, don't accept gold, diamond and silver. Why? The Buddha asked monks not to accept gold, diamond and then silver. Why is it? Robbery. That means monks are not robbers. If you offer gold to the monk has no bag, put it in the alms bowl. On the way, brigands, looters, robbers rob the monk and kill. Right? They can be killed on the road because they don't use vehicles at that time. So the Buddha said not to accept those things. That is the most important. But nowadays, money has become digital. It's not just a physical money. Right? So Buddha's idea is money is not evil. What is becoming evil is the person who is using the money. Right? So we have to use money by understanding how to use the money. Right? That is very important. So you can get this happiness too. Last happiness is called happiness of blamelessness. When sometimes some people pass away, people talk bad about that person. This person was a very bad person, a womanizer, stole money, and then, they talk about bad things. So it's not nice to get that thing, right? That means we have to die by leaving other people not to face. Sometimes their children are going to face these issues, right? So blamelessness means at the end of the day, when you sleep, you should be able to happy with the way how you earn the money. Sometimes you are not happy at the end of the day. I badly commission. I am working for a company that sells unethical things. I'm working something so that people buy it, people become sick, people become ill. So you have to think about whether how you earn, what you earn is ethical. So that gives you happiness. You may not make lots of money, but you are happy. You are ethical in that. So these are the 4 types of happinesses for the lay people. Now the problem is why many people, maybe most of the normal people, cannot survive in the happiness. There are reasons. What are the reasons why they cannot stay in the happiness? Where is happiness actually? The normal happiness. Where is it? Is it in the temple? In your house? In your TV? YouTube? Where is it? Facebook? In the head? Then why to find out? Why to look for it if it is in the head? Right? Happiness, the true happiness always go around with the normal things we do in our life. Sometimes we look back, then we find out many moments we missed out on true happiness because we chased for a happiness that was affected because of our understanding that happiness has to be chased. But although we've been chasing for many years, we could not find happiness, right? But when we look back, we know we missed out on a lot of ordinary moments, ordinary normal moments of happiness. There was one person who approached some time ago saying, I quit my job to take care of my father after a lot of struggle. I know my father has been sick, but after I quitted in 3 months, he passed away. Now I am very unhappy. I said, why? I could have done early. Now he is worrying for the rest of the time. That means we have to take proper decisions at the right time. Don't wait for it, especially for the loved ones. Because don't wait until you become rich to take care of them. Because when you rich, they are gone. That is one part of it. So normally we are not looking at the ordinary moments of our life. This is very interesting. So there are two things that we need to cultivate, but before that, let's talk about difficult times. What are the difficult times you all are going through in your life? Tell me. Then we will find out the happiness for that. Custom tailored happiness. We will customize. What are your difficult times in your life? Sickness. Sickness. Some people are not sick, but they think they will become sick. So it's a difficult time for them, right? They are not yet sick, but they are thinking they are, what do you call, pushed to overthink. I will become sick one day, right? Sickness. And then, second, a difficult time in your life. Financial problem. I think you got the answer already. Financial problem. Problems. And then relationships. Relationship. Then bad boss. Work. Okay, work related problems. Bad boss, yeah. Hopefully, yes. And then what is it? Mental problem. I think all these are mental problems. We will put it like this: mental problems. All these are mental problems. Yes. Don't want to put it here. Don't bracket it here. And then? They are financial problem. Poor investment. Over there, you guys have no problems. Problem-free people. What are the difficult times that you are going through? That you want to be happy but you can't? One person, one time, please. What is it? Death. Death. So I would say sickness and death, because you are worried about sickness because you might die. They come at the same level. Yeah. And then? Capo friends. Yeah, can we put it here? Relationship and friendship. Difficult times. So you can say, bad. And then?
What about people who are facing natural disasters?
Yeah, so we can say geopolitical problems. A little bit, geopolitical problems. And then other difficult times? You want to see? Yeah. That's a difficult time, yes. Yes.
Government, politics.
Yeah, geopolitical. Yes. Other difficult times in your life? I will customize the solution for you. Don't worry. We'll look for the happiness. Negative thinking. Mental problem, right? Negative thinking. Yeah. Yes. Diseases, yeah. We will take another two difficult times. But 7 is not a good number. I'll make it 8. I know you are very curious about numbers. Okay. Make another, understand, recognize another 3 difficult times. Yes. Yeah, geopolitical problems.
What about termites and things like that affects your house? Rats, termites.
Okay, I think the practice of Dhamma, it is also difficult sometimes, how to do it sometimes. Practice of Dhamma. Failures. failures. I would put it perfectionism. Because you think you fail because you want to be correct. Perfectionism is a big problem. Huh? You will struggle for many samsaric lives. And then another one. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, geopolitical issues. Yeah. Family relationship. Yeah. Others? Yeah, geopolitical. Geopolitical problems. Yes. Yeah? Huh? False? You mean, what is it? Lies. Lies. Yeah. So I would say fraud, yeah? Fraud, cheating and all that. Okay, enough, huh? Too many difficulties now. Okay, now we will find out solutions, how to become happy when we go through these things. Okay? Sickness, how to look at sickness? What is the immediate emotion that comes to us when you diagnose with an incurable disease? Not the curable one. Yeah? Why me? Why me? Why you didn't go to other person? Huh? Why me? Okay, this is a question. What about curable sickness? You are not happy, right? So how to find happiness when you are sick, when you feel you are diagnosed with an incurable disease or maybe a curable disease? The first thing is that stay positive. Our thinking. Sometimes it's not the sickness, it's our bad thinking. Because we demonize our sickness. Some people die many times before the actual die. They die every moment. We don't have to die like that. You are not the only person. This is a universal experience. Right? But you may be little unlucky. Little, but you are not too unlucky. Right? But you will get through sickness by understanding certain things. Now you know there are some suttas like Bojjhanga suttas. They chant, you feel happy, monks chant you. But there is an interesting sutta called Girimana. Today we are going to chant this sutta at the end of the retreat. If you want to join us, you can join us. Huh? At the end, in the evening. Girimananda Sutta. This is the sutta Buddha says if you chant and if you understand, your sicknesses will go away. Now I give you a certain shortcut to that. Huh? Girima, there are 10 things you need to understand. The more you understand, then faster the recovery is sometimes. Because these thoughts and sicknesses have a connection which you cannot trace out sometimes. So our positive attitude and then understanding sickness from the point of the Girimananda Sutta will give you lots of happiness. Death. How to face the death? A lot of people are asking how to die mindfully. I said, do you know when you're going to die? Then don't think about it. Let the death come to you naturally. But then what can I do? Then try to spend every moment with a bit of mindfulness, without worries, with some metta, with some karuna, with some mudita, with some upekkha. The rest assured you are okay. Right? So death is like that. And a lot of people think that death is beyond this life. Actually, death is part of this life. Let's embrace it happily. Right? So we have to change our attitude in looking at the death. The Buddha said that even he cannot stop some people's death. Right? Remember that there was a monk who was always saying, I practice metta, metta, metta. He told other people, don't bother me, don't knock my door. I practice metta. I don't know what kind of metta is that. He can't even tolerate knocking the door. Anyways, other people think this might be a very different type of metta. Let him practice. Who bothers after that? One day, there was a snake came into the temple, the Buddha temple. And then other monks told him, because they don't talk to him a lot, he's practicing meditation. There's a snake somewhere, we found out, but he's not there now anymore. So you be careful when you come out. He said, no problem, I have metta. So they went for the dana. During that time, that snake came right to him and then stung him, and he passed away. The other monks were very shocked. How come? Practicing metta. Why he was attacked by the snake? The snake did not attack us. Then they informed the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, I know he has been practicing metta, but he has not been practicing metta for certain reptiles. Certain reptiles. What are those reptiles? There are 4 types of Pali names. That means that particular snake did not feel his metta. He was excluded in his metta practice. So he went and he attacked the monk. That means if you are living in an area where a lot of elephants are living, like you know those areas, you have to practice metta separately to elephants, wild elephants. May wild elephants be well and happy. But you think, when I say may all livings be well and happy, that is not going to the wild elephant. Sometimes the elephant doesn't feel it. So we have to sometimes understand those enemies, those kind of things, difficult, challenging people. And there was one time, there was somebody who was saying, I've been practicing metta every day, but there is someone in my household giving me a hard, big time every day. But I practice metta. Then I asked, have you ever included this difficult person in your metta practice? No. How to include that person? I said, expect more trouble in the future. Because that person did not feel your metta. Whatever happens with other people, try to include everybody. You may not fix the problem, don't need to fix the problem, but include everyone. So death in that way, we have to understand it's a phenomenon in the life, but we have to do our practice. And then learning Girimananda Sutta, at the same time, the Buddha always asks us to take care of us, take care of our health, take care of our mental health and physical health. So then you are finding your own happiness. Buddha never said everything is dukkha, so nothing to do, just wait for it. That is not Buddhism. So he said you can do a lot of things for this. Financial problems, how to become happy. If you look at financial issues, definitely we should be wise in our financial action. Right? Wealth management, Buddha said we have to plan our wealth, we have to plan how to spend, how much to spend. Right? Remember, in one of the suttas, Buddha said your income has to be divided into 4 brackets. This might not the way you might spend. Let's say you are making 10,000, whatever the currency. So it's going to be, you might see like this, perhaps. The Buddha said only 2,500 should be used for the personal use. And another 5,000, 2 brackets must be used for investment. Buddha is the one who gave us the entrepreneurial idea. You are consuming only 1 bracket, you are investing in 2 brackets. And then this bracket is for emergency. At that time, no banks, no wealth management company, so save it. At that time, people dig the floor, put all the gold and everything. But they did that actually. So you have to have this might not work in the same way in your life, but more for the investment. You name it, you call it, how to invest money in the proper way with the right people, right places. Financial management will take care of your financial happiness. Sometimes you have all the happiness, but you are not financially happy. When you are not financially happy, you are bothering your people in the household, you are not giving them good compliments, you are very upset about everything. You have to create financial happiness. It will not come to you automatically. Then relationship. How to have healthy relationships? Communication is number 1. In today's world, communication has a breakdown in many households. They don't sit down together. They don't talk. Why to talk? I will WhatsApp you. So then you send the message to America, then from America to your wife. Right? She sent the message to that, what do you call, that database. It will come back to the other room in the household. There is a communication breakdown. We have to accept that. You might stay together in the same house, but most of your communication has a very big breakdown. We have to reinvent that thing. That is number one for these relationships. Even the relationship with mother, father, you don't talk to them. They are not happy about it. You don't see them often, time to time. You are not be in their valuable moments, right? So communication is number one. Second is understanding the other person is very, very important. No, you have to be the way how I think about you. Understanding each other. Buddha always said about these two. Oh, you can see from the screen too. Think about Yashodhara, the Buddha's wife. When he left Yashodhara, there are a lot of wrong stories going on. Said that he left the house without letting she knows he's leaving, and Siddhartha's family knows he's leaving. So it's wrong to say he left the house secretly. It's a wrong interpretation. Many suttas mention he left while other people were mourning. And when the Buddha left the house, and after 9 years of time he went back, and then what happened? Yashodhara did not turn up, and then the Buddha went to her chamber, and then she started crying. You left, not that you left me. Ever since you left the house, I was pondering over what you were doing. I heard that you shaved your hair. I too shaved my hair. I heard you eating once a day. I also limited my 3 meals to once a day meal. And I heard that you wearing the saffron robe. I also didn't want to wear the royal clothes. Buddha was patient listening to her. He didn't say anything. But at the end, once he finished, he said to him, I know your sacrifice. The first time they got together was 500 lifetimes ago. In a Jataka story, Chandakinnara, you were a mermaid, I was a mermaid. Ever since we met, I know how you've been sacrificed. Because of your sacrifice, my enlightenment was made possible. Yes. So then this relationship thing is a very interesting part of our life. Without this Yashodhara's support, he would have not made it. You will take it in a different way, lay life and the monastic life, but that support to practice paramita perfections. So, communication, trust, understanding. Friendships. We have lots of friends time to time. As somebody said, capos. There are different peoples. So we have to be surrounded by good friends who are good, at the same time who can really guide us in our life too. Right? Sometimes because of the friendships, we become worse in our life. We are already good, but they take us to the bad things. Right? So don't become friends, choose friends. Normally we become friends. We become friends automatically because of our encounters. They may be high and by people, high and by, we practice metta, but if you want to consider someone to your life, choose them, be selective. Otherwise, difficult time. You name it, what's the difficult time? Work related problems, and you said bad boss, right? There are things that are going on. We cannot change our career sometimes because we cannot find sometimes other jobs. So how to survive, how to work with these people? Number one is that we have to understand how to deal with these people. Sometimes when these people are giving us trouble, personal way, work way, we're getting very much panic about. So we are going to unleash everything to the boss and everybody. So we have to find out what are the problems if I behave like this, but I should never become abused by my boss. I have to understand how to communicate, how to do things in a bit smart way with these people. That is very important. So a lot of problems can be solved. You need a little bit of patience to do that and understanding how to deal with. If you cannot deal with, what to do? You can't change. If you can quit, if you can go for another good one, that is another option. But don't struggle at that point. Geopolitical problems, wars, political problems, how to look at these areas in our life, how to find happiness for these things. Sometimes there are issues. We are not going to talk about politicians, that's not our area. But how to have a healthy attitude about these people. May these people have more wisdom to do good things in our country. That is one good wish. At the same time, we are bringing lots of understanding about this system anywhere in the world. It is very easy for us to be corrupted politicians, take our money, more tax. But hang on, be patient. Try to understand what's going on. Nothing is going to be possible in 1 day, 2 days. So, not creating hatred towards anybody, but wishing and understanding more and more about these geopolitical issues can make you happy. What if you are always watching news, world news? Sometimes you will become very negative. Always watching news, because all the news are about wars, killing. So that means you don't need to watch news all the time, because if you watch all the time, you will be bombarded with all these unnecessary information. Right? You may watch the necessary one, you choose. But what if that you always want to turn on the TV? What is news today? Globally many people are died, killed, and somebody has done something wrong, killing and all these. So you have to understand how to look at these things. Practicing Dhamma, is it difficult? It is difficult as long as you don't know how to practice it. The right teacher is very important. Right sources are very important. Learn Buddhism from early Buddhism. That means, when you learn Buddhism, there is early Buddhism, that means the Buddha one. Then Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Don't learn Buddhism from Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana first before learning from early Buddhism. So that doesn't mean you are early Buddhist, they are late Buddhist, right? That means you learn from the true sources. Then your practice will be easier. You become happy. You practice happily. Perfectionism. Someone who is always looking for the perfect things. It is going to be a very difficult situation, right? So time to time we are lowering our complaints. We want to complain, but no, I don't want to complain. Stop. Put it down. Why? Because if we are going to complain all the time, we are carrying a lot of negativity too. But there may be ways to talk about it in our life, right? So don't try to become a perfectionist, rather become someone who understand not even the black and white. This is black side, this is white side, not even these two, all these areas of the life. Some people, they only see black is bad, white is good, that's it. What about this area, gray area? We have to understand this overall picture. And then finally, fraud, cheating, how to avoid these things. We have to practice a bit of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key. What is mindfulness? Why even a person who is going to a retreat, meditation retreat, still becomes scammed by other people? Why is it? They still become a part of scammers because they are not bringing mindfulness into their normal daily life. They have to understand how to talk, how not to be cheated, right? How to understand these problems, how to recognize people, right? So you can definitely create lots of happiness through that. So these are difficult times. So for each difficult time, you can find problem. Finally, we come down to the last, what you call most inclusive one, mental problems. Most of them are mental problems. It's mostly about the way how we look at things, right? The way how we look at any problem gives us happiness or unhappiness. Sometimes there is someone who is rejected all the time. Everybody rejects. But he or she is thinking, okay, this door is closed, but I'm continuing my practice. I'm continuing to become a better person. I don't give up on my activities. Then another door is going to be open. That door is way greater than that small door before. Never ever stop at any good thing. Your work life, family life, or anything. Don't leave your anything to the luck. Don't leave you anything to the past karma. Now you have a good life. You became humans because you done a very big kusala karma. I call it a jumbo kusala karma. It's a very big kusala karma, jumbo one. Then what you need to do is just to continue your good activities so you can overcome lots of issues. But I think somebody said mental problems probably from certain issues, stress, depression. So we have to understand specifically what is that stress about, what is that depression about. Then there are certain teachings for that person to learn, right? All right, so our answer to the topic is how to find happiness during difficult times. We first need to understand difficult times such as, and then go to individual difficult time, bring the particular happiness type for those individual times. And then we also said in our life, especially as a layperson, you need to own, you need to enjoy, you need to become debt free while using the debt credits, and you need to feel you are ethical at the end of the day. And Buddha also said another layer of happiness, effort, what you call productive efforts, protective efforts, and then kalyana mitta friendships, and then balancing out your income and expenses. That's another layer of lay people happiness. Whatever the difficulty comes in, you are happy. On the other side, how to become happy in the next life, whatever happens, trust, saddha, discipline, sila, generosity, chaga, wisdom, panya. So these are the things you are supposed to work on. So it's a process. It's not a one-day practice. It's not a one-day retreat. It's not a two-day retreat. It's a practice. So when you practice, slowly, gradually, it is going to work very well. If you're going to practice from here to here like a straight line, it might not work. It takes time. Time can heal. Time can give us lots of things. Okay, I think we have almost hit the time, the dana time. So perhaps you can reflect upon the things what we have been discussing today, and then think about how to change your attitude, perspective, and the areas where you can work on. Understand personally how to work on those things with individual Buddhist teachings. So with that noble wish, we are going to wrap this Dhamma talk this way. May all the good karmas we be making today be supportive for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's give good karmas to the departed ones. May our departed ones receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukita hontu ñātayu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukita hontu ñātayu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukita hontu ñātayu. May Deva Naga Mahitika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of you, your family members, you and everybody in this world for happiness, good health, quality of life, safety. May Devanaga Mahidika bless your Dhamma journey, and may they finally attain the supreme bliss of happiness. Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatan punya sampadang Sabbe deva anumodantu, sabbe bhuta anumodantu, sabbe satta anumodantu, sabba sampatti siddhiya, akasatta ca bhummatta, devanaga mahittika, punyantang anumoditva, chirang rakkhantu loka sasanang, chirang rakkhantu desanang, chirang rakkhantu mam paranti. Also, we are making a wish, may all the good karmas we be making today be supportive for us to be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas. May Kalyana Mittas always flourish our Dhamma journey. Thinking thus, we are going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bhana samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattaya. Finally, may all the good karmas you've been making today with the Sunday Buddha Puja, chanting. I heard a lot of different types of Buddhist chanting, singing, and now at the end, Dhamma talk. May all these good karmas be supportive and helpful for all of you to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis niccang vaddha pachayino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha atu nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we have come to the Dana time for the retreat participants. Please make your way to the Dana hall for the puja. After that, you take your Dana, come to the Jayanti hall area like this. Okay, thank you. Have a very good Sunday for everybody. Pleasant Sunday.